What is going on, chat, man? We are back, and today we are reacting to why LeBron James will never be Kobe. Chat, hey, this was highly anticipated and highly recommended, bro. And bro, let me be honest with you guys, bro. There's been a little Kobe, LeBron rivalry recently, bro. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, bro. I was on that LeBron side, but hey, I might have to go on that shot like 2-4 like I'm Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I had to hop on the Kobe side, you know what I mean? Bro, but no disrespect to, LeBron fans, you know what I'm saying? It's just I had to, bro. I had to, bro. But with that being said, man, let's get straight into this video. If you guys are new to the channel and enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button, man, and join the crew. But hey, let's get straight to it, man. Yes, sir.
Greatest I've seen. Why do they just brush him past Kobe Bryant?
I was just about to say that.
Because you get these guys always say, "Well, Charles ain't on this list because he don't have a ring." That's fair. I accept that. But Kobe's got 5 rings, and he's the closest I've seen to Michael Jordan. Why? Because we're living in the moment.
You know what I have a problem with though? And I played against MJ. I played against Bron. Bro, how people just skip over Kobe like Kobe wasn't nice like that though?
When I look at Kobe, I'm like, how is LeBron better than Jordan when he not better than Kobe?
I don't know. That's a good question.
When discussing the greatest players of all time, Mount Rushmore players, guys in the GOAT contention, battling Michael Jordan.
Chat, who do you guys have, LeBron or Kobe? Let me know down below.
Now, modern day media, it's been boiled down to only one guy competing with Jordan, that being LeBron James.
The idea that Kobe Bryant even gets to be in this discussion is laughable.
What?
If you know basketball study history, it being a LeBron versus Jordan argument isn't only bizarre, but downright disrespectful because like Kareem, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and especially a Kobe Bean Bryant. As looking at Kobe in the 2000s, the big time debate in basketball was him versus Mike. But of course, fast forward a decade, Kobe's pushed out of the picture, and out of the media, it's only Jordan versus LeBron James. When in reality, the big time debate you should be having is Kobe versus LeBron.
If I could take LeBron as a baby at 18 or whatever, Kobe at 18 as a baby, and I'm going to start my team with one or the other, I'm taking Kobe.
Now, the argument for Kobe being a better player than LeBron James at his absolute apex is an argument I'll make every day of the week. As looking at Kobe's arsenal offensively and defensively,
It's always the Raptors, by the way, chat.
he passed the eye test with flying colors. As looking at his footwork, fadeaways, his counters, spins, just his overall offensive arsenal, tackling offensively, it's unreal. The most skilled player of the 21st century at putting the ball in the basket and making it
Chat,
look beautiful.
I always wanted a pair of Kobe's, bro. Kobe's shoes are so drippy, bro. Like, Kobe's shoes, bro. Bro, I used to think they were drippy as a kid, but, bro, as I got older, I feel like they are by far one of the best basketball shoes next to KD's and Kyrie's, bro. Chat, what are your favorite basketball shoes, man? Let me know down below.
And looking at current day players like your Kyrie Irvings, Devin Bookers, or elite guards, but also the forwards like Tatum, Paul George, as well as Kawhi. Who do they study as the blueprint of what it means to be a skilled offensive player and great offensive player? Is it LeBron James? Hell no, nobody's ever done that. The blueprint, the standard for modern skill offensively, is indeed Kobe Bean Bryant. As looking at Kobe's game, what is it based off primarily? Skill and putting work in the gym. LeBron's game was it based off primarily? Brute force, physical attributes, and just being a bowling ball. As looking at LeBron's career, the majority of his buckets come 5 feet and in. Outside that range, he's kind of a brick.
Smith sets the screen. James takes the 3. No, rebound Atlanta. Grabs his 8th rebound. Pull up for 3-point. That's way off.
To be fair, though, he did end up getting better at shooting later on in his career, but, bro, this was, like, genuinely year 13, bro.
Right now, if you're Toronto.
Cleveland pretty much playing just a handful as James misses that.
Move this man!
For the upper echelon elite players in league history, looking at their games, you gotta nitpick, dissect them, look at their strengths, but also their flaws on both ends of the floor. Kobe's game, there might be some flaws, but they're very, very minor. LeBron's game, start to finish, Even at his peak, tons of flaws and glaring flaws at that. And looking at his biggest flaw, that of course is his outside game and his jump shot.
With LeBron, it was a physicality standpoint. You know, beat you up, muscle to the rim, trying to, you know, just be super physical.
But he's not going to take that. James goes at Claxton, gets inside, banks it home. 2-point game.
7 to shoot. LeBron looking to back down, get physical, leans over Morant, banks in.
That's terrible.
With Kobe, there was a sense of you had to make sure that you don't let him get to a sweet spot.
As a rhythm?
Dang, that jersey's tough.
Because it was a rhythm thing
Well, I
with
was
Kobe.
about to say.
Triangle,
Right.
stuff like that.
Spots.
So, spots.
He had sweet spots.
All that, kind of like P. Pierce.
Right. 2 dribble
Wanna be on
pull-ups,
spots,
1 dribble
get
pull-ups.
to his
Right.
footwork.
Looking at peak LeBron James, his 3-year peak, 12 to 14 in Miami. His other jump shooter was sub 40% at 37.8. For mid-range,
Damn.
not much better, 37.9. 8 to 16 feet was 40.1, barely above 40%. Compare that to Kobe's peak, and it pales in comparison. Kobe on jump shots, 41.7%. The mid-range, maybe 45%.
Kobe
8 to
blew him out the
16
water.
feet, a very, very impressive 48.3%.
Not bad.
Being a sub 40% jump shooter, a brick outside of 5 feet, in a GOAT conversation, Mount Rushmore conversation, 100% matters. And again, look at that gap. Kobe in the mid-range, 45%. LeBron at his best is 38% collectively over his 3-year peak. That right there is a massive gap. Now, one thing I do want to highlight very quickly, comparing LeBron's peak versus Kobe's. Their overall peaks aren't that far apart. Kobe's years, his peak was 08 to 2010, was his absolute best in master of the game.
Okay.
LeBron's peak in Miami, 2012 to 2014. Those eras 100% comparable as stagflation hadn't taken hold yet in the late 2000s and early 2010s. And
Okay.
looking at Kobe's overall numbers, I mean the passing playmaking at his peak, highly underrated. But looking at scoring, Kobe in that era definitively was in fact the best scorer. Looking at LeBron's game was even the best at one singular trait, scoring, passing, rebounding, just shooting overall. My personal opinion, he wasn't. Kobe at his peak definitively was the best scorer, and it wasn't close. As looking at his playoff numbers, 08 to 2010, 41 games of 30 or more points. And get this, 2008 had 12, a single playoff run, the 15th most ever. 2009 had 15, the 3rd most ever, and 2010 had 14, the 5th most all-time for a single playoff run.
Okay.
Kobe at his peak, one of the greatest scorers of all time, in terms of volume, production, and getting his shots whenever he wanted them. Now here's the context, the added details. Looking at Kobe's teammates, who was he playing with? Your Bynums, Odoms, and your Pau Gasols. Of course, great players, made big-time contributions.
That's facts.
But looking at LeBron's teammates, was one luxury at his peak he always had. A sidekick scorer who could get a bucket whenever he needed it. You had D. Wade, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, even Anthony Davis.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Irving and Carter.
Oh my god, this guy just threw straight disrespect. He's in the corner.
One-on-one, Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
Pau Gasol, yes, was a
Kyrie
very good
Irving from
player
downtown!
And sometimes a great player. But if you're comparing him versus Chris Bosh, you might say Powell's better, but it's not by much. For LeBron's Heat team, the 3rd field on that roster was compared to Pau Gasol for Kobe, who was his 2nd best player. That right there is very, very important. And again, look at the numbers. Kobe, 08 to 2010, 29.8 points per game. Pau Gasol, 18.3, Lamar Odom, 12.0. Looking at Kobe's percentage of points scored, it's 29.2. That number, extremely high. As compared to LeBron James in South Beach, his first 3 years was only 27.9. Then looking at Cleveland, a tad bit lower, at 27.8. When looking at stats, numbers, teammate help over production, context is always very, very important. And speaking of context, here's even more of it looking at prime Kobe and prime LeBron James. At Kobe's peak in the postseason, he's a playoff riser of the highest degree. As looking at scoring average, it went up by 2.4 points per game on average.
Okay,
over
well,
3-year
up a
peak.
little bit.
Assist also up by 0.4. Field percentage barely up. 3-point percentage was down by 0.5. Kobe at his peak undoubtedly was a playoff riser. Now, looking at LeBron's peak, while his scoring did go up only by 0.9. Compared to Kobe, not even half as much.
Damn.
Assists down by nearly 1.
Damn.
Field percentage down by 4.1%. And from deep, down by 3.7. That right there is the added context looking at playoff stats, peak LeBron James versus peak Kobe. Both these guys' stats and numbers are all-time great. But looking at Kobe, he upped his game. LeBron James, stayed steady.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
If you're looking at Kobe's peak playoff production, 08-2010, being walking 35-5 is absolutely phenomenal. But here's the cherry on top, the next added detail, looking at Kobe's peak being better than LeBron James. In Kobe's path to his championships, what was he dealing with? Top 10 defenses and elite teams throughout the postseason.
I ain't gonna lie, 8-1 and 4-1 is deadly, bro. That's
Kobe,
deadly, chat.
Played 12 different
That's
teams.
competition.
Out of those 12, 9 of them were top 10 defenses. And versus those teams, went 8-1. Looking at overall net rating, out of those 12 teams, Kobe faced 11 top 10 net rated teams in the postseason. And looking at his record, also very impressive, going 10-1. And looking at just purely win-losses, Kobe in total beat 10 50-win teams. 2009 beat 3 of them, and 2010, all 4 teams he beat won 50 or more games.
I ain't gonna lie, he beat 10 50-win teams, bro. Like, you guys, some people just be disrespecting Kobe. He did stuff, bro.
Perfection.
For a player's overall legacy, competition faced matters immensely. Not just in the finals, but the entire postseason, rounds 1 through round 4. Only looking at the finals is highly disingenuous. As compared to LeBron versus Kobe, the type of path to a championship goes to the Mamba every single time, as the West was a gauntlet and the East was full tomato cans. So that right there is in the video, and I'll say one last thing. Comparing peak Kobe versus peak LeBron James, why Kobe in my view is better is 1, he was more skilled, more fundamentally sound, had more control of the game, was a better scorer, clutch time player, and at his peak got better when the lights got brightest. If you're going to argue LeBron at his peak was better than Kobe, what your argument boils down to is points, rebounds, and assists, looking at raw numbers with really zero context. Looking at other NBA legends, how we judge those players is not by raw stats, just points, rebounds, and assists.
It's not even about raw stats. It's low-key about winning games, bro. You just gotta win, bro. If you're not a winner, bro, you can't win, bro.
Case, looking at Karl Malone, his overall raw numbers are better than Tim Duncan.
You play the game to win.
What do we all know? Karl Malone was a big-time choker. When lights got bright, he folded. Tim Duncan, almost the exact opposite. Malone's stats across the board, even at his peak, were better than Tim Duncan's. But why was Timmy better? When it came to affecting winning a championship, for your team over the top, Duncan compared to Karl Malone runs laps around him like you wouldn't believe. For Kobe and LeBron James, looking at their careers and their peaks, I feel the exact same way.
Facts.
As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Kobe versus LeBron. I'm taking Kobe. I know I used to be a very biased LeBron fan. I used to have LeBron over, but nah. Kobe, man. You know what I'm saying? But, chat. This is the end of the video, man. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And recommend me some more bangers, man. Because, hey, this was an absolute banger. But, hey, with that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Yes, sir.